And sometimes I value this for silent. Definitely better than taking a curse. Oh, but this path does not want to do Niao's Lament at all. I'd like to knock this guy out into a late shot, get a fire here. This looks like a really nice path at the end of the act. Looks a little bit shoddy getting there, though. Start of the act, I guess, with 3 combats is okay, but then we lose out on a lot of other card rewards, and we have to deal with the slime boss. These starts are ugly. Too many events right here in the middle, and too many combats right here. This, not looking good. And I really don't favor the early shot for the silent. Seems to just not be like there aren't good enough things to find if it's not on sale. Like an on sale glass knife or die, maybe even on sale corpse explosion. Like you're feeling pretty confident about the run from there. But before that, or with the amount of money you have, you need to see something on sale for an early shot. I think you need probably at least 1 elite under your belt before you go into a shop, or an additional 2 combats from hallways. Almost always have a hard hallway through this path. Across 4 events, almost always see one. So we have pretty good odds on grabbing like an upgrade or a card remove and a combat through here, which then makes this a very manageable pathway. Get this guy out of the way in Act 1. Feels great. Late shop with 45, probably 60. Plus another 60, 120. Should be looking at about 200 to 220-ish gold going into this shop. Could be an additional 75 from one of the events. Could be an additional 150 if we accept the curse, but I don't think we ever do that. With the shop gated behind this, it would have to be like the regret, I think, right here. For 250 gold, and this would have to already be Knob or Lagavulin, depending on how the deck feels. We need to eliminate one of those options going here. I don't know, sentries can be tough too, though. Silent's very bad at all 3 of the Act 1 elites. What do you feel about... It's got to be boss swap here, unless we're going to take a random rare. And the random rare has to be like die and glass knife. I mean, a Wraith form is somewhat acceptable, but actually getting to your Wraith form when it matters in this combat, you don't even want it on turn 3 most of the time, unless you really think that you can make a massive split. But then you have to deal with, you have to get the split on turn 4 there to deploy that Wraith form, which means you need to be very close to the split. You don't need to go over it with poison. You need to have the energy to spare. And you need to be able to guarantee that you're going to draw into enough cards to make a good split on the 4th turn, because if you take 5 more slimes, you're done. With your dexterity down and a bad split. That's a very, very bad way to go. How do these other pathways look? 4 combats into 1 elite. A lot of card rewards here, which this could be the answer to Slime Boss sometimes. Just see more card reward screens. Get something that actually works for the fight. But it's not a perfect science. I wonder if... Oh man, I hate this. Why can't at least one of these be an event? Wondering if maybe we're required to go through here just to dodge one of the combats so that we can try this instead. Shot and a 4th hallway to give us cards to upgrade going here, but it's kind of dependent on finding a really good AoE solution for this fight. We also have to think about the... See, I don't know, if this is Cultist and a friend or Jawworm and a friend, then it gets real ugly. The Thief and a friend is usually not so bad. Comes with a slime. That can be problematic. Sometimes he runs away with your gold. But I would be comfortable just surviving that fight and trying not to take damage to the Thief. The Cultist, though, comes with a buddy, and that slime is too harsh. The Jawworm comes with a slime. They all come with a slime, don't they? Is there any other combination? There's Louse. Louse can come with these guys. All three of them in the hard pool can have a Louse? I believe so. Hard to remember. The Louse one is a lot less threatening than the slime version. Could also be the big slime, though. Large slime is kind of tough. But given this much opportunity to find answers to a hard hallway, large slime is usually solvable by this point. Single Thief is solvable by this point. And if we're not prepared for this, we can steal an upgrade and probably be ready for this. Which gives us more opportunities. Sometimes it turns this path off, though. You don't love that. Kind of turns this path off, too, though. It even makes this one very hard. You really need to find some very, very strong cards to upgrade right here. And here. I also keep getting baited into Act 1 Rest by, like, Regal Pillow. In the background, this is a good friend of the stream, Vegetable Bread, playing a little bit of Ascension 20 Watcher. I also have another friend of the stream, Just Skoa, back here, who's just completed a Ascension 5 Watcher run. So he's moved up his Watcher to Ascension 6, and he completed his first Ascension 20 Heart Kill with the Ironclad today. So congratulations to him. I'll pop you a couple of shout outs there. Gotta type that better. Just to give you some links. That you can click on if you want to check these guys out. Feel free. Disco is going to be probably logging off very, very quickly, though. Because it's like 3 o'clock in the morning for him. But if you're interested in some Spire action throughout your mornings, those are 2 great guys to check out. Okay, we can decide on this node how we feel about doing this. Just don't like the early shop almost at all. Do we ever take the Niao's Lament to make this or this happen? Yeah, Despot. It goes okay. I was feeling really extra groggy this morning, so I'm very, very late today, but we're going to power through. Not super excited here at all. See, I told you Jessica was about to log off. He logged off to my stream. Hey, Skoa. Thank you for that. Very kind raid. Appreciate that, bringing you, yourself, and some of your good friends. Congratulations, by the way, on your heart kill, man. Way to go. It was a good-looking run all the way through. And well played with Snecko. There were some complicated turns there. Yeah, it wasn't just as easy as clicking all the cheap cards that Snecko provided you. Sometimes it was about playing the correct cards. And you did a good job of that. You're really amping up your Ironclad game. to make that hard kill happen. Do you ever take Lament just to get extra card rewards? I've advocated for that idea before, but it's a long time ago, and I never really settled on how I feel for it. Also means a lot of gold going here. It's probably just boss swap, man. Feels extra bummer. I'm trying to find other Niao bonuses that are good to use, and boss swap just seems like the best one almost every single time. The hits are so good, the misses are so meh. Join the Draw 5 clan? I don't mind it. Play the other 3 classes as Draw 5, and they are all very good at Act 1. Silent draws 7, and she's really terrible at Act 1. So I haven't seen a lot of value out of this in Act 1 most of the time. We really love it later in the game, though. Really, really love it later in the game. What I'm thinking about now is whether we take Lament just to grab a couple of extra card rewards from here. We get the freebies. It allows us to maybe be a little more selective in our first couple of combats. We don't have to take like completely bad cards, but it probably has to be boss swap just because, like, what else do you do? Elite killing in Act 1 here, at least 250 gold and rare relic, depending on the trade. I don't think you take this option for a curse ever, and I don't think you take this option for damage almost ever. But max HP and 99 gold trade, I think, are okay. But you can't get gold for 99 gold. You can't trade 99 gold to get 250 gold. It's not possible. But you can get take damage. Any curse is a bad one. It's a little bit mitigated by Ring of the Snake, but not enough, because when you first get started here, you take damage to the curse by just not having cards to play. We can immediately remove the curse, but that's all of our gold. Got about 30 gold here, sometimes less. Yeah, I'm only speaking in terms of Silent. The other classes, I don't know. I'm pretty good at Ironclad. I'm okay at Watcher, but I'm bored by her. But my defect is pretty terrible. It's really just between securing some extra card rewards or without having to trade a lot of extra HP for it, or the boss swap, which probably never enables much of this right here, but sometimes it does say you can go this way. But that's kind of like base. That's got to be like a 4 energy start, right? Choker, Hammer. Hammer always gets through these three elites here, I think, because you just rest. Busted Crown kills us half the time. You just die over Act 1 with that, especially when you have a slime boss to deal with. It's really hard to come up with the damage you have to find there. I have no idea what to think of it overall. I just keep doing this. I keep doing this thing where I look at these options and I try to consider everything, and then at the end of the day, it's just like boss swap has the higher ceiling and the least bad misses. It's hammer. This is gonna get very painful, this bad draw order. I'm gonna save this HP. Power Potion's great. Flask is an amazing card to have, but we're talking about Slime Boss, Sentries, and Knob right now. And no upgrade, ever. So this is a real strange position to be in. Choke is actually not that bad with base 4 energy and the possibility of 5 energy or Pyramid or Snecko here. I really like the upgrade on Flask, and we can't afford Snecko Skull if we go to the shop. So we could eliminate that from our pool and then make all of our poison cards miss the value of Snecko Skull. And I hate the idea of that, but I mean, it's not all bad. Do want to go through this guy, and we always rest, so maybe we take the Flask, we take the fights for more card rewards, and I think Fusion Hammer also tells you to go with a larger deck, because you need to get more value out of your deck that you can't find in upgrades. Like, you can't get the nice upgraded dense cards because Fusion Hammer forces you into an unupgraded deck. So, and we can't afford Apotheosis if we go here either. So it's kind of a no-brainer to skip this shop because the value of it is pretty low. Yep, we have to rest at the campfire. So that usually means that we always get a chance to just go through all of this, which is very good. And a late shop with another rest. We should be pretty healthy going into Slime Boss here. Should find a lot of cards. And if we're resting through every act, doesn't feel bad at all. Just wonder if Choke or Flask is better. Choke is better at... See, Flask is better at Lagavulin. Choke is better at AoE hallway fights. Choke is better at Knob. It's probably technically better at Sentries. Probably. But it's kind of a wash because of the daze draws. And Dagger Throw is just a okay damage card. I don't think on 4 energy you look at Dagger Throw here. It's also Slime Boss though, and Slime Boss, I don't know, Choke for Slime Boss, like, okay on 4 energy. It's better on a late draw for Slime Boss than Flask is. Flask is better on a turn 1 draw. Probably. Depends on how you inch towards that split point. But this may become unplayable for the split 2 if you draw it late. It's probably better for our hallway fights, though. Make these easier. Deals better with Knob by a little bit. Makes this typically a 15, 18 damage card. Versus this one that can do 17 over 2 versus 18 on 1. The constant tick of this is really good for Lagavulin. You always get to open with it. Hello? Oh my goodness. Excuse me 1 second. Sorry about that. Had a little bit of a business proposal. But, not something that I'm all that interested in. I'm like 2 years out of 2 years out of experience with that. I think you're supposed to take the choke here. Because it's better at allowing us to try to go this way than Flask probably is. And choke? I don't know. Probably better at Slime Boss. It's probably take it or leave it. And Sentries and Lagavulin. I think probably same effective value in both of them, essentially. Just being a dense 12 damage card for both of those fights anyway is okay. And, like, a deadly poison isn't that hard to come by, and a poison stab isn't that hard to come by, and that's gonna boost us up anyway. No, Despot. Oh, no. It was a business proposal about some, VoIP phone things, but he's gonna have to wait, man. Cause I'm busy with my homies. Just don't want Flask for Slime Boss either. At least not yet. Take the choke, because it's better right now at what we need to do. Don't let me down, Fusion Hammer. Like, did we high roll gold? I don't actually pay attention to how much gold I get. I just click it. We made 34 gold. We did high roll gold. By a tiny amount. Hey Skella, thank you for coming by. Thank you for that raid. I shouted you out actually on stream just before your raid came in because somebody asked who I was lurking in the background over here. So just FYI, anybody who hasn't checked out Jessica finished his first Ascension 20 Ironclad today. If you like some Slay-inspired action, you'll find it there. Have a good rest, man. Congratulations again. I don't know how I feel about Flying Knee. It also is like a card that's better at what we need to do right now than any of these other options, but how picky are we allowed to be about not taking it? It never gets upgraded. Probably never upgrade a Flying Knee anyway. It's a pretty desperate upgrade to take. Really not sure if you're supposed to do that, but like sometimes it helps activate an extra proc on choke. If you don't draw it with neutralize, you just get a choke and reblock cards or something. It's not all bad, it's just not all that good. I think you're supposed to, like, we need the extra help right here to start with, right? Like, if we're gonna make this happen, we need the bonus that it provides. And I still think that we never want to go to this early shop. 130 gold, it's just not good enough. And there's nothing coming up, like, there's no card reward potential here that makes me regret a Flying Knee necessarily. So we need a little bit of extra help, you know, to make this path work. I mean, look at this fat choke turn we get now. Escape plan is, it is intriguing, but I can't. Grand finale, man. And I don't think I'm supposed to be like working that hard to activate choke. I think it's just a little nice dense 12 damage block card with an upside right now, and we don't need to try and make it more than that. So, landing one grand finale, like, ever is amazing. Unfortunately, this goes to 16 cards, which means we never get it on the first cycle because we can't draw 16 without a backflip or escape plan. And then, of course, it also is, like, required to show up on time. Again, at the bottom of the draw pile, is another very difficult thing to achieve. And then we have the slime boss who puts slimes in your deck, so it becomes very unpredictable how you come up with a grand finale. Not getting a chance to upgrade a Bane also makes it a little less attractive. Yeah, I could have had an escape plan to go with this grand finale, but also we have to draw grand finale on the end of the draw pile too, so I don't miss it that bad. I love having a grand finale available to me though. Just don't think that we can make it function here. Like, both of these cards kind of really need an upgrade. We never get to make that happen either. We didn't exactly get good at hard hallway fights either. But we can go through an energy potion in a hallway fight and not feel too bad about it. Can't draw enough cards to go make much value out of an energy potion in other fights. I would really like to take a prospective grand finale, man. How cool does that card get? You can't even describe it, man. It breaks in sentries and breaks in slime boss, and it's too slow for like red slaver. We would kill everything before grand finale could proc because of the 16 card situation without a backflip. Even if we got a well-laid plans, we'd still be behind. Curious if we're allowed to go this way now. Really want to. We always rest, so we just suck it up, right? Just put a Bane in the deck because we almost always take a poison card as soon as we see one now. Poison Stab isn't great, but probably click it. Deadly Poison is... that one's iffy right now with a Slime Boss Act. We probably take it for a fight, and with these two Artifact Breakers, the poison can apply as well in sentries. Yeah, Mayday. 4 energy and a Fusion Hammer. It was up against a Bouncing Flask, and I think that right now, in the very beginning of Act 1, Choke does a lot more for us than a Bouncing Flask that we never get to upgrade. And we can find other poison options, poison solutions, as we go. But it's really hard to replace the value of what Choke does right now. Break a leg before performance. Look, man, I don't know. Dane, I don't know what to think about you and your, like, wild jokes, dude. Break a leg. What the heck is this? We take the damage potential of a Bane here. And we're very, very interested in just resting after 2 fights here. So we're going. all the way in for it. This is not one of the harder fights. So these cards are interesting to us. Again, not being able to upgrade makes Deadly Poison kind of a higher ceiling card. It also helps activate our Bane right away, which is why we took the Bane, because we're intending to see a poison card and probably click it. But it is up against Dagger Spray in an act where we're worried about another hard hallway fight, which could be AoE. Sentries, which is, you know, we've got 3 elites that we're looking to tackle here, and one of them could be the green key elite. So that could be the sentries. Sentries could be any of these places, and if we see sentries here, then we could see sentries again here. Dagger Spray is a pretty valued card. It's also Slime Boss, where I don't love Dagger Spray because I much prefer trying to find a way to beat down the Slime Boss before we have to worry about the value of Dagger Spray, you know, in AoE terms. I would rather front load damage on the Slime Boss, and I think it's very important to do so. And I think that the Dagger Spray evaluation in Slime Boss acts is a little wonky because of that. Dane. Sometimes you make me regret the pun allowance. Sentries? I'm kidding. I love it, Dane. Bring me more terrible puns. Are we willing to use a potion in this next combat? How badly do we want to hold Power Pot for Slime Boss? Not that badly when there's 3 elites to power through and then stop. Just showed the value of a choke though, in terms of AoE. Maybe we just need to get Bane activated. It's actually pretty good for everything but sentries, but with the ability to break some artifacts, 3 ways to break artifacts, so we get the application of like of weaken for a turn, choke for a turn, or deadly poison to activate Bane. Get our pick of the litter there. On 4 energy, you almost always get to decide which one you want as well. I think we do want the poison card, even though it is a Slime Boss act. Sometimes there's more value in front-loading a single target than there is in doing AoE damage. Like, this is more of a louse killer card right now than anything else in the act. It's so in sentries. And so. It's terrible in Lagavulin, and it's so in Slime Boss. Hey, Sarantini. Having a rough Friday there for you? Deadly Poison, it requires a good draw order. But we probably have enough damage anyway for Nob, right? For the most part. Take the deadly poison for this. Okay, I forgot about these guys. See, choke is 9 base. We want to kill you? With choke? You to 4? Choke you, strike you? Or poison you? Okay. I mean, it can go this way too. This is the pitfall of my idea of going with the poison card to activate Bane to front load damage on multi-target fights. It'll work out okay though. And an Entropic Brew, Energy Pot, Skewer, 4 energy. Of course, 4 energy is also meant that we take almost no damage, so this rest also sucks. What do you think about Entropic Brew? Oh, no. Not being able to upgrade Skewer also makes it a little bit weird. I really like what Blur brings to the table as a secondary effect. You got Hologram and All for One on 0. Okay, I mean, it sounds like one way to win a fight on that turn, right? You could damage cap the heart with that. Unless you're fighting Time Eater right now, that looks like a win condition, man. Way to go. Do you use Madness for that, or just get a lucky Snecko draw? Just a hallway fight where you get the super combo. That's a bummer. Oh well, at least you win it for free. Yeah, Skewer can work with choke. It's not all bad. And Pyramid? You're in business, Dollatry. You're in business. If we need one more front-loaded damage card for Slime Boss. Sentries. Megaboolan, probably not, but I think the Bane is gonna have to suffice instead. Just wondering if maybe we take this Blur now. Find something else. Let's take this Blur for now because it's time to add some kind of block card to the deck. We're on floor 5, and all we've added is 4 damage cards. And we never get upgrades, so some way to make our block cards better, like Blur, is kind of nice too. And having extra energy to spend most of the time. We get Pyramid, this Blur is going to be sick. We get Snecko, it's not going to matter. We get 5 energy, this Blur might be insane. Like, sometimes it will be. We'll get some acrobatics or some calculated gambles going on. Wonder how we're supposed to handle this Entropic Brew, though. Energy Potion doesn't bring that much to the table here, except on Choke. And only if we didn't Flying Knee first, or in the turn prior, and we don't draw Neutralize. I don't think I want the Energy Potion. We will take our max HP and beat this guy up. Listen, jerk. $12 plus 9, 21 plus 8, 39. What? 29? 32, 38 damage turn 1, it looks like. Eight, 6, 14, 17, 12, and 1, 2, 3, 9, 21, 21, 17, 38 damage turn 1. But all of our block cards. So we need help. Kind of potion help do we get out of a power pot? After image is okay. Sort of. We never get through turn 3 now. What if we get Envenom? Venom gives us 1, 2, 3, 4 poison this turn. So 42. And 3 more, 45. We're halfway there. Well-laid plans. Well-laid plans is not all bad. Wraith form. Are we just supposed to wait for a Wraith form? Just take a turn 3 Wraith form? Or do we want to get like 1,000 cuts? Fumes. Footwork? No? Like, we missed Weekend for this, too. Not being able to spread our damage out over multiple turns is going to make this very awkward. We go 2 potions deep here. We're going to need the help. We're not that good at this fight. We get Deadly Poison Bane for next turn. Hey, loud bro. We get additional 5 damage, so 38, 43, plus 4 more. 47. And 14. And 14 gets us to 61. We're still 25 damage short, but we still have 3, 2, 6 poison for turn 4. Never get there with this. We have to draw into, on turn 4, we have to draw into something pretty sick. So we could take 2 fat hits here. We never have the damage once through the deck. Pretty sure this is the one that gets us the closest by a long shot. It's supposed to entropic anything. Is that the solution to this fight? I don't want it to be. I want this. I want the strength pot for later. I want to trade the speed pot out. Maybe we speed pot this fight like turn 3, depending on what we draw. I think I'm gonna hold out and possibly speed pot. In case we just get completely boned here. Okay. Let's see, 14 and 12. 26, we're there. With also adding 4 more poison. Did we only add 3 more poison? Was he on 3? No, he was on 3. Care because I have to rest anyway, so this is fine. Does this block for anything now? When he goes to 9 strength? 69, 25, 25, and 12. Is that right? 25 and 12 goes to 37. This blocks for 1. Hey, Drunk Tiger. No, Bane, he was on 3 poison. Bane applied. Bane applied 2 poison itself. I'm not upset about it because we have to rest. I want these cards. We just did like 90 damage over 3 turns. Yeah. Think you kill the awakened one? You better do. This is Knob again, isn't it? This time with a strength potion. Once at least. Okay. 60%. How do we feel about winning another? This is Knob, right? Beast. Can't remember if this is Knob again. I always get Knob and Lagavulin mixed up. Which one is Lagavulin? Giant claws, right. Right. Lacerated. I mean, we can commit the strength pot to this, but we're still worried about going 4 turns again. I want to take all of this damage. The Knob fight is winnable. We're able to do a turn 4 kill, but it means taking turn 3 damage, right? We get a different drawer that brings the deadly poison in faster. We're okay at it. Yeah, we almost always take that turn 3 hit. But then we rest again. We never take the turn 4 hit, pretty much, right? Got 30 gold. It's still worth it when we just added 30 gold. We have to figure out how to get through this guy, though. It's very, very important that we get through him. I think maybe we should just not take it any further here. So we always take the turn 3 hit. And this can be Knob again. Kunai is nice. Thank you for the thank you, Spire. Infinite combo with defect after the stream. This is why I don't play Spire off stream. All the cool stuff happens if you do that. No, we don't strength pot this fight. Twist you in some dexterity. Got to Ascension 15 with this run. That's perfect, man. Doing a great job. Good blur, huh? Oh, if we take 10 more here, I'm gonna be really upset. Thank you. Question card, sweet. Life coach is back online? I don't see him. Oh, yep. Just came online. He's been doing 2 runs a day. Choke Blade Dance. Don't know how I feel about Choke Blade Dance here. Why'd you have to announce it, loud, bro? Now everybody's gonna leave. Everybody's gonna go watch Life Coach. Kidding. Kidding. If you guys like to check out Life Coach stuff, I wholeheartedly recommend it. Sucks that we don't get question card value this floor. I will basically be life coach by just bomb. Hit on the bone. Shoot. Shoot. Look, I'm life coach. Being so animated for Spire is like, that's so great. Silent can be kind of anti-fun sometimes when it comes down to like whether your run finds a catalyst or not. Like sometimes it does happen that way. Like you need 2 copies of Wraith Form, or you need 2 copies of Catalyst or something, because you're not being offered anything that really feels like it comes together for you. I don't know if I want this Blade Dance or not. I don't hate it with Choke. That's about it. We do have a Kunai, though. Probably take it with Kunai and Blur. Feel okay about that. Yes, sir. 29 max HP here. I don't think we open here. I think we Flying Knee without Strength Potion. A lot of block cards coming up. Get a Kunai proc here. Five energy and do Blur. Oh, I was supposed to do the Blur last. Kind of figured it wouldn't matter. Now there's all of our block cards. We still get a little bit next turn. Take that one big hit. Get me out of here, coach. Okay. These are the cards that I want. Which one? After Image Orichalcum is kind of a non-bow, but this one scales with dexterity. Yeah, I love a good 4 energy start. Huge Hammer is not my favorite one. I think I like Choker better as my start. definitely like an upgrade on choke to take on the first gremlin knob. Probably was enough to go without burning all of our potions up. But we're going 300 gold into the shop. Can't get a rare relic. I don't really want to feed the bonfire. I'll probably just give it a strike. I really wonder about this backflip here. We can use the extra block help. Go back to blur again faster. And we have kunai. Like, backflip blur kunai stuff there's real value in that. Like, real severe value in that. Afterimage is pretty good at this slime boss fight, but, you know, like, so is backflip. Shuriken from the shop. Be pretty sick. It's a really hard choice. With kunai, man. Yeah, and we have the orichalcum. So, like, when we, like, the reason we turn off orichalcum is because we proc kunai, and we don't necessarily want to do, like, we would want to get into an afterimage maybe later. I don't think I want an afterimage right now. Also not sure how often I even let orichalcum do anything for me. Like, we start turning off orichalcum in fights pretty quickly with kunai, and we're happy to play our block cards. And I really like card draw. I think I'm going to take the card draw here. Kunai scale card draw, I think, is going to be nicer to get started in Act 2 as well. Thousand Cuts is back. Thousand Cuts has been trying to mock me for days. I think I'm going to take a quick break. We've been here for an hour, guys. Over an hour. I think I'm going to take a quick break. I feel like making myself a little bit of afternoon coffee. If you guys don't mind hanging out for just a little bit while I freshen up the coffee mug and think about this shop a little bit. Tell me what your opinions are. Come by and hang out in the Discord if you guys haven't joined it already. Would appreciate your company and discussion there. And if you want to track the progress of this experiment, I will be making a playlist on YouTube. It takes a little bit to get around to because you got to cut up all the highlights from Twitch and stuff. But yeah, you guys come by and hang out with me, spend some time. And yeah, finesse is good. Finesse is a really, really like curious option right now with kunai. I'll be back with you guys in just a couple of minutes, so hang out, let me know what you think. Ooh-wee. All right, let's see. What did I miss? Something about a chocolate bar. Shiv build? I don't know. Don't know if you just want to dive right into Shiv stuff because you have... Just because you have kunai. There's some merit to it, absolutely. I don't know what an arrow chocolate bar is. Never seen it. Dead Branch Medkit. Yeah, Dead Branch Medkit's pretty sweet. Kind of wish that we could get this now that we have the freedom to go wherever we want with the green key. Bursting him down is very good, and we can't upgrade at Campfire. It's Slime Boss Act. I don't think I'll ever find myself in the UK. I hope to one day, though. Really hope to one day. And 1,000 Cuts is a real AoE solution, guys, by the way. Like, it's weird, man. It's super weird, but, like, that's not something that you necessarily just sleep on, because it's real. But without the upgrade, I don't know that it's ever worthwhile. Terror for 87 gold does seem a little wild, but we have a lot of gold to spend here. Thinking about this Endless Agony just for a quick kunai proc. Especially if we draw it with some other attacks. Sometimes we like to shuffle the Endless Agony back in for the slime boss at least. And then in hallway fights, we probably just spend it right away so that we can get the kunai value right away as soon as we draw it. Our potion situation is real ugly. I would like to remove a strike. Yeah, Terror is... I really think Terror is good. I don't like spending 87 gold on it, but we are kunai. And we have 330 gold to work on right now. And we're going into a boss fight, and we need to... And it's slime boss, and we're silent. So, yeah, Baylor. 87 gold is a little bit of a steep price for the card, I think. But, like, we need to make this fight happen. Hand drill is a no-go, though it is an interesting idea. I really like the idea behind hand drill. I just wish that it worked better. Juju bracelet is probably not value. With question card, I don't mind seeing combats in my events most of the time. I think I agree, Loud Bro. I kind of wish hand drill was probably uncommon. Well, common pull is actually fine for me, actually. I've also only tried it one time, and it was for breaking artifacts on Donu Deka. I bought it at the end of an Act 3 one time with Ironclad to break artifacts on Donu Deka, because they have very small block on most of their turns. But that was actually so long ago that I don't remember if it was very effective at doing anything. Yep, it's pretty good in malleable fights. The snake plant, it's pretty good there. The other malleable fight, the writhing mass, it's pretty solid. It makes it a lot easier to break through that 16 block that he makes also. Once you get a vulnerable application through it. I think hand drill is very interesting. I just don't think it's ever worth gold, probably. I'm also thinking about this ancient potion, because we should be good at this fight, good enough at this fight to get through it. But we are low on HP after having to sacrifice so much of it to that big hit. It was really unfortunate that we couldn't draw, like, just one more block card on that turn. I would have been really pleased by. I think we do want this Endless Agony, and I'm thinking about this for an Act 2. like chosen fight. Which is not the question at all. I think I like a strike remove, but I'm not convinced. I could be convinced to go defend remove right now, or no remove right now. Or cards that make kunai proc, and cards that make value out of the kunai procs. But we do have a blur and a backflip already. Chrysalis, I think, is also a really interesting idea as a card. But I don't think there's a good way for us to get it in play for the slime boss unless we really expect it to be good card draw. We need it to be card draw. Like, poison isn't that effective here. It needs to be like big block cards or card draw. Right, and we don't actually have enough card draw to dig for our 0 cost skill cards either, which is kind of a bummer. I think Terror is a really good card for the Silent, especially given that we are looking at a kunai in our relic bar. I think I do want to snag one really quick kunai proc almost all the time with Endless Agony. Probably we just start here. I'm pretty well settled on this. I don't know about you guys. Like just popping that kunai proc in my deck feels like the right thing to start with. Not the most amazing thing for Slime Boss, but like it's okay. And sometimes we shuffle that in and dilute the slimes out with extra Endless Agony. So I don't have any problems against it. Sometimes it also means 2 kunai procs on the same turn. So kunai procs could be the way that we win this fight. So I want to put that in my toolkit. Terror, Dagger Spray, Explosive Pot seems like the biggest impact purchase. Yeah. I'm not sold on the Dagger Spray still. I still think that it's mostly wrong to evaluate Dagger Spray as a slime boss answer. I don't think you're looking for AoE cards in the slime boss fight. I think you're looking for huge single target burst. And this is... it's passable. But we are also thinking about Act 2, where that comes in handy as well. It's really good for the birds. It's okay for the thieves. It's terrible for the Sphere Guardian, but like so is everything else in this deck, and you don't really get better at the Sphere Guardian right here. None of this does. None. So if I'm thinking about Slime Boss and Act 2 stuff right now on floor 14, then Dagger Spray seems like kind of a good pickup to think about. Not that I mean to be, argumentative with you, Baylor. Just part of the project is to try and clarify evaluations and what purpose those evaluations are meant to serve. And I just mean that in terms of Slime Boss specifically, I don't think that it's correct to think of this as an impact card for Slime Boss. The real impact of this on Slime Boss is on the small slimes, for the most part, where you can try to get a double kill towards the end of the fight, and that can really save your bacon. Yeah, Doppelganger's real weird though, right? We want to spend all of our energy most turns anyway, and we never get to upgrade this with Fusion Hammer, so it becomes a much weirder card as we go along. But yeah, one big turn, if we get the right draw for this Doppelganger, can be all it takes. Problem with this is there are some bad draws that Doppelganger doesn't allow us to get the impact out of, especially if it shows up late and we end up drawing into a bunch of slimes. Because that 7 energy choker turn, it could mean getting a lot of, or choke turn, I mean, could mean getting a lot of slimes out of our deck. Are we likely to have turns with spare energy? We're more likely to have turns with spare energy when we put a Doppelganger in the deck. But as it stands right now, we're looking for either two very, very big attack turns in a row to start the combat, or like a kunai proc blur turn 2. See maybe a couple of kunai procs, and then a turn 2 blur, and we go a little bit later in the fight to try and get back to a fat choke. So Doppelganger is a really interesting card, but it's kind of required to draw with a bad hand before we shuffle. So it's really awkward. I'm really not sure how to evaluate the value of it. Because again, I think that the kunai can actually play a large role. Yep, there's love for terror here. We've spoken about terror, and we're still seriously considering at least these 3 cards and these 2 potions and card remove and finesse. Finesse came up. Somebody mentioned that. I forgot your name already. It may have been you, but I don't remember. No, that was somebody else. Who mentioned that? Piu Desu said finesse is good. Not wrong about that. Given the kunai, finesse, pretty much free block. Not even mad about this card in Time Eater, really. And it's pure value, and well, it's usually pure value. Plated armor, it stacks with the work outcome. So I'm thinking about the slime boss. Yep. You're not wrong. I didn't give it a consideration because I feel like we're going to be getting a couple of kunai procs, and then we'll be drawing block cards that we end up playing. Because this backflip's going to help us draw stuff, and we've got a blur in the deck that we can take advantage of with kunai, and there are turns where you can just blur up. So I'm thinking that we probably turn off Orichalcum sometimes anyway. And I wonder how I feel about, let's see, I do want an artifact potion, because we're not fast at killing the Chosen. And we really like to play skills. Because we're the Silent, and that's what the Silent likes to do. Yeah, if we're going to go with a potion for the slime boss, it probably is this one. This one essentially just gets so disabled by kunai that we're not that bad at proccing quickly and building up on 4 base energy. I think I want this, thinking about the Chosen fight and maybe the Sphere Guardian fight, depending on how our draws go. Because I don't want both of these two potions, probably want to spend this potion in the fight. And I'm pretty concerned about Chosen once we get there too, so I do want this. I'm trying to figure out where we stand on this. I don't think it's time to spend gold on Finesse right now. It's a really interesting idea, but I'm not sure. It's not all bad for the slime boss fight either. It is free block, but it's free block that turns off Orichalcum by itself, and maybe we don't want to turn off Orichalcum when we draw Finesse. Like, sometimes we draw just like a full damage hand and we can survive with the 6 block from Orichalcum. And then, you know, Finesse would just be in the way of that sometimes. So I think we need to figure out how much gold we have here to spend on things, because I do want this for Act 2 and I want to figure out whether I'm allowed to get away with that. I would like to save some money as well, but I don't think we're allowed to do that with 0 potions in our belts and a slime boss that we're not great at killing. We need to make value out of our gold now. I think the highest like gold to value ratio that we had was Endless Agony on sale. Only cost me, I believe, 41. You have a small belt. You have a small belt. We're not terrible at the slime boss fight, but like our front-loaded damage is reliant right now on getting poison on, finding a choke turn, and Bane. A little kunai centric outside of Choke Bane, which I'm not against at all. I don't have a problem with that. That means that we're better at Act 2 than the typical silent deck who has to face slime boss. We have a little bit of block diversity going on here in the deck, which is nice. Got a little bit of poison, which you kind of want in almost every silent deck. Almost every silent deck. We have a little bit of energy generation. We have a little bit of value out of this choke. Yeah, Terror seems like a good pickup here. That Here we are, guys. It says live again. Had a little network hiccup. I think maybe we are supposed to take Terror. Now with 220 more gold. I hate this deck is a little bit reliant on draw order right now. I would have clicked a draw card in this shop probably immediately. Acrobatics would have been all my life. If you're stuck on 160p, probably refresh the stream. I'm going at a 4500 bit rate. which is probably more than Spire needs. Especially for 720p. Like, I'm doing 4500 for 720p. Super high resolution cards. We do need some kind of thing that helps with AoE damage now. What the heck? What is this back here? Yeah, it's graphic. Silent's kind of bulky here. I mean, they cartoonified something here though, but it's still, look at that. That's kind of graphic, man. I think maybe we are supposed to take Dagger Spray because not only is it like okay enough for the slime boss fight, it's also something that we are lacking, like actual AoE for Act 2. I don't like spending 58 gold on it, but earlier we passed Dagger Spray in favor of a different card. Believe it was somewhere in here. Is it actual AoE? Well, think about the birds though. Like, this is good. This is good with Corpse Explode too. Like, it's only a little bit of damage, but it's you only need a little bit of damage when you find like a Corpse Explode, right? A little bit of AoE. Hey, big dog. Some old PUBG stuff. That's awesome, dude. Were you liking it? How's Stream Life been treating you, dude? You were rocking some really cool like sponsorships and stuff, working with, I don't know, friends or whatever. But yeah, I don't play PUBG anymore. I still cast it though. You ever come by the Plausible Discord and hang out? Still produce our Plausible stuff. Hey, Relic the Boot. Plausible? You don't know about Plausible, man? I don't know if I have a link to Plausible, like, here. I took it off of my panels. I can't get it right now, man. Here, just go, you can, I know where you can find the link. Go to our Twitch page and grab the link under the stream for the Discord, the PUBG community. The other communities are a little meh. Go check that one out and come by, hang out with us, man. If you ever get into some more PUBG stuff. But yeah, things have been good. Relic stats should be on. I think you are supposed to take this. Not necessarily for Slime Boss, but for overall value. Relic stats works, but like there's weird places you have to hover sometimes. Like sometimes you have to go up in the corner of it or somewhere to get the stats to pop up. It's not perfectly aligned. And still worried about the Chosen fight, right? Like a little bit. I'm a little bit worried about the Chosen fight. I'm not comfortable with 19 HP here either. Alright, we got our poison online right away, but no kunai proc. One, two, three. We get 2 kunais here. So we should be good at blocking next turn. 6, 12, 18, plus 8, 26, plus 8. Yeah, this is not overkill. Yeah, no terror, no choke, but it's okay because we have pretty decent odds on blocking next turn now. We can get another dexterity here. How do we feel about that? You're on 390, so we can do 8, 11. All 3 piles at the same time. I don't know that would work. That would get pretty cluttered. But wait for updates to Slay the Relics. It's going to show you some really cool stuff soon. Okay, well, we are always neutralizing you. You're at 87 right now. If I do 8 more, you're at 79 and 3, 76. And you always split next turn. Could get a pretty hard whiff on this. We're dipping into the explosive pot. But we do 8 damage now. You're at 87, do 8. You go to 79, 3 poison, 76, and we block for 11 and 8. Take 9 this turn, and then we explode pot next turn. Wait, I counted this wrong. You're not splitting right now. Hold up. You're not splitting right now. I counted wrong. How did I count wrong? You were at 90? 3 poison, so 87? Did 2 shivs? Oh, I counted the poison first. Yeah, I counted the poison and I tried to add the poison again. I added the poison twice. That was my bad. So we can terror you and just let this turn pass. So this is 12. Okay, let's see how we do this. If we did terror now, this would be 18 plus 3. So we'd have 21 damage plus 2, 23 damage. It's a pretty bogus split. If we terror you and then Bane next turn, the only thing that this does, though, is that it helps us get... Well, we can't explode pot 2, though. But we have 5 slimes, and he's adding 5 more right now. Right, he's adding 5 slimes right now. So this is iffy. So, do we ever take... Let's see. This does the same. What Choke does, 12, 18, versus doing 21. I might prefer to save Terror, But we also have the option of going Terror here, skip, accept 5 more slimes, put 5 slimes in the deck, and get 20 damage, plus whatever else we draw next turn. And we're also allowed to skip one more time. Dead branch lets you do some real dumb stuff. What if we explode pot? What do we have? 20, let's say 18, 28 damage. Do 30 damage just by doing terror this turn. I think we go for value on next turn and we just suck up the slimes. Closer to 40 HP is a lot easier for us to deal with. But this is tight. Hopefully we find some more damage next turn, we explode pot, and we get a really good split. I think that sucks to add these 5 slimes though. Like, it's real bad. No, we may save Terror for a post-split slime kill. We may come back around to Terror. I don't know that that's value, though. With Dagger Spray, we can get back to Choke again for some really good value. And I would rather evaluate what my draw can be after next turn before I split. I think we do Terror. And we can get a pretty good split just at Bane Explode Pot here. Okay, a little bit of a bummer. But we get 2 of the slimes out, and we explode. Two more of the slimes are gone. Okay, we should not be taking 36 here. We should be taking... We have 10 damage. You always split here on 10 damage. So we get pretty good value on our block cards here. There are a lot of slimes coming. But we have Dagger Spray and Choke still in here, and Blade Dance, and Backflip, Neutralize. Like, we're pretty good here. We just take the damage. We get the split. $19 is, like, not an amazing split, but... Yeah, we terrored before the split, and we split next turn with Bane. And what was it, Strike or something? Did we even get... No, Bane and Deadly Poison and Explode Potion. Okay, so here we have a Choke. This is 9. Play... Takes 4 cards to get a kill. We take 2 damage this turn. And we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attacks. And Exhaust the Slime here. And we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on, how many cards do we get here? 1, let's say 2. We have 5 energy, 3 energy, 2 energy, 1 energy. So we get to play everything, which means we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do we clear you out instead? We're not weak, right? You guys, no, yeah, you guys are not licking. You guys are adding slimes to the deck. We have Dagger Spray coming. So 9 damage plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 18 additional damage. I don't think I want to waste all that on these guys. 9, 18. Take 10 damage this turn. Maybe we neutralize. Take 8 damage this turn. Go to 16. Yeah, we have 27 damage in choke. Have 4 and 6, 8, 12 damage here. With a dagger spray coming, clean this guy right up. We're like 2 damage shy of the kill here. But we run the risk of not drawing our dagger spray. Going to, let's see, Orichalcum. Have like 10, 10, 12, 12 coming next turn potentially. Kill these guys off, we don't get weakened. Does Orichalcum keep us alive next turn if we just leave you up? This is a lot of damage to just leave on the table. So if we take 8, let's say, not 8, take... Can we get you just to like 6 HP? Or even 8 HP. 8 HP is fine because we're not going to be weak. Do 27. That's not good. Alright, so if we just kill one of these guys off and load all of our other damage into the other one, we have 4, 6 plus 6, 12, so you're at 7. That means Dagger Spray cleans you up. And then we have to worry about an 18 coming from you next turn. We do all the damage into the big one. I think it leaves him at 2. We have 27 here, plus 4, 6, and 6 more. So 12 and 27, 39. We can get him low to the split. Yes. These guys attack for 12, though this guy splits and attacks for 10. But if he doesn't split, he attacks for 18. And we could be drawing all slimes, or a lot of slimes next turn. And that's going to be very, very tragic. This is why I didn't necessarily want to wait on the split, because it would leave us on a bad spot for the slimes. He already lost in Act 1? Is he memeing? Sorry, life coach. No, it doesn't look like a meme deck. It just looks like a bad... He looks like he didn't take Regal Pillow value into the Guardian fight. Disrespect Guardian. Disrespect Guardian. Sometimes Guardian comes back at you, man. Comes back at you. You have to be very, very cautious with the Guardian. Especially if you go Elite Hunting, because that tells you to get lots and lots and lots of front-loaded damage. And he has Preserved Insect, plus 2 more relics. So it looks like he probably did go Elite Hunting after he found that Preserved Insect. Probably never rested in the act. He has an upgraded Dagger Spray, yeah. I think we do want to kill one of these guys just because they come at you for 12. Yeah, silently needs more. This is why we have 23 cards in our deck with Fusion Hammer right now, because we can't upgrade. So going into bigger decks and finding card draw with Fusion Hammer allows you to get more value out of on a per hand basis. Okay, so how can we get you to 21? No. We need to kill one of these guys off. And then we're not weak next turn. So we're going to take one of these guys out. Now we have 12 damage to spread out. Put you at 29. It's just ugly that we've got these slimes all here at the bottom of our deck. We might be... We won't be weak, so Dagger Spray will make the split if we load it all here, but we still have the 12 damage coming in from this guy. And we always live with Orichalcum next turn if we get the kill on this guy, but if he attacks for 18 and he attacks for 12, and we don't draw a way to handle that... And I don't want to deal with these guys coming at me, these guys splitting and going 10-10 on me the following turn, like 2 turns from now, with this many slimes down here. We don't have Blur. We do have pretty good odds on getting a decent block happening, though. Or we get one more Kunai proc here, so... Yeah, those slimes are coming back to bite us right now. So, yeah, we have backflip there and 2 block cards, so we almost never die over the next 2 turns, but if we get a full, like a really ugly slime draw, we could be boned. So probably the best thing to do is to try and do our best to get you down, and we have 12 damage right now, so you only go to 7, which is very bad for us because that requires Dagger Spray. Single strike doesn't work. Strike range is not possible here, unfortunately. But we take 0 damage this turn by neutralizing you. Thanks to Orichalcum. And now we have to decide... He's coming at me for 18 next turn. And you could be 12 or... Is it 12 or lit? I don't think you're allowed to do 8 twice in a row. We do 6, 7, 6, 10 damage right now to 31 to make you split. Yeah, but it's not gonna save us if we get dunked twice. I don't want him to split, actually. I think I'd rather have 18 incoming than risk 2 10s incoming, probably. So if we get to Dagger Spray, we have 12 damage. So we put this here. Put you under Dagger Spray range. That's probably hedges our bets the strongest. It's 3 off. Yeah, I didn't think about that correctly. I know it's unupgraded. I was thinking of Strike Dagger Spray for this guy, and I wasted 3 damage by putting a Shiv on him. I put an extra Shiv on him that I didn't need to do. It wasn't the weakness. I was talking about... I talked multiple times about not being weak for this turn. It was just a mistake of counting damage for my... but if I put 3 more damage on you, you'd be at 26 right now. Don't want more slimes in the deck, is that right? So we're still going 6 slimes in the deck. He's gonna lick and put another slime, so 7 slimes in the deck. And you're like 30% odds to attack again. We're always blocking one more time. 3. Now we have 2 slimes coming. We have to kill you. It's very, very important to kill you because it could be 18 and 12 coming next turn. And we're gonna be on 18 HP. We have to kill this one. It's required. Just unfortunate that I wasted 3 damage. Okay, and here we probably... Like, we don't care about these slimes anymore because this fight's over before we get back to these. And he did come at me for another 18. This... I think we're pretty good here to just go ahead and split. 6... 13, go to 16. 16 is fine for us here. Because we can't get weakened anymore. And kunai value is here, and we just don't take this damage, and most of the time we're fine. So we never die with Orichalcum next turn either. Eat it, slime. Eat it. What else is in here? Oh, look at slime. Dude, let's rub it in his face for a second. Oh, yeah. Kill him with the poison. Just pass turn, let him die, kill him with the neutralize. Exhaust a couple of slimes. 3 more slimes. 5 slimes left in the deck. Come on, man. You can do better than that. Floor form. Yeah. We got there, guys. Ooh, baby. Look at them cards. Boom, boom, and boom. I would love to say boom right here, but we can't. Yeah, we skipped an after image earlier. But we're good at block with Orichalcum and Kunai. And I think 2 block cards to the deck feels good. This never gets upgraded, which feels real bad. Like, this one and this, let's see, this one and this one are like the ones that are at least in need of upgrades. And this one, I mean, it's 24 damage, right? With Terror in play. But most of the time, it's just going to be 16 and then 16 again. If we come back around to it. And how much more front-loaded help do we need at this point? Kind of just want to get, like, we have a Bane. This is kind of like Glass Knife already. We just need a way to apply some AoE poison. We can find a Fumes or a Crippling Cloud. This Bane would be pretty sick. We also want sources of Weaken to go, like, combine with our Kunai. I'd be pretty actually okay with a Sucker Punch. I would rather it said plus before I clicked it, but, you know. Let's think about our options for boss relics. 5 energy, we want this one. Snecko. We want this one. Pyramid, we want these. This is not bad on Pyramid, but with Orichalcum and like Orichalcum, Pyramid, and Afterimage don't really feel like they go well together. Pyramid says Grand Finale all the time. We do have a backflip, but it takes a long time to get to our Grand Finale. We're pretty good at blocking, though. I think Pyramid probably... I think we prefer this right now. This makes us block better. This makes us kunai better. Take Pandora's. Pandora's questionable. So we only took 2 block cards, so we'd have 3 cards that say block, and a lot of cards that say damage. If we did take Pandora, then we probably want Adrenaline in the deck. And, like, I don't know that we want Pandora anyway because of Kunai. Yeah, because our defends are going to get pretty nice. We still don't like our strikes. Can never use Grand Finale when we go to 24 cards. Because we draw 22. But with Pyramid, we can. Pyramid, we can block draw. We'll fill up our hand and we won't be able to draw a full 5 sometimes. So, it's kind of like, we could have it kind of like we've got 25 cards in the deck. And we can also use this to manipulate Grand Finale turns. Like, if we're getting Pyramid, then Grand Finale is pretty solid here, but it's also not amazing overall because it does take a long time to get to that value. But if we block our draw twice, we draw 4 2 times, we can get there with backflip on the last turn. We're also pretty likely to take a prepared with Pyramid. Grand Finale is a very, very strong card if you can make it work. How do we feel about Well-Laid Plans right now without being able to upgrade it? I don't want to just hold Grand Finale. I want to, like, if I'm going to try to set up Grand Finale with Well-Laid Plans, I want it to be upgraded because holding only Grand Finale usually is a recipe for disaster. Yeah, choke is pretty value. So is backflip and bang. Adrenaline helps enable more choke stuff. It makes us better at blur stuff. It gets us to our terror stuff faster. The only problem with adrenaline is Snecko. Everything else has drawbacks right now, and I'm not mad about adrenaline for Pyramid at all. Adrenaline makes us better at kunai, it makes us better at choke, it makes us better at finding terror. Yeah, of course you're a beta art fiend. Beta art fiend. I think I'm pretty okay with an adrenaline here. Overall, like the only miss for adrenaline right now is Snecko. Base 4 energy already probably means that we're okay with the collar. Seems like no need to take Cursed Key and skip relics, because we already have 4 base energy. And, 5 energy for our elite fights. We prefer fighting elites in Act 2 most of the time anyway. We just need a better block solution. That's all we're looking for right now. Well, we're also looking for scaling. Like, we didn't get offered scaling options. I think this is fine. I think it's more correct to take this and try and dig through our elite fights. Question card is not prayer wheel, so it procs on elite fights too. It's not restricted. Yeah, we do have kunai, but like it's not enough for collector, for example. And it's very difficult for automaton. But if we can speed up our kunai even more, then we're probably okay with it. But we're not actually able to capitalize on it yet, because our block density isn't fantastic. We need a little bit of help. But I think the collar is the most correct thing. And we're looking for backflips, acrobatics, and elite fights. Do we ever get through 3 elite fights? Choose the next act boss? It'd be interesting for sure. Be very interesting. How do we feel about bites? Probably take bites. Like, it's just a strike upgrade. And 4 base energy, kunai. Like we most of the time get a chance to just stall for full HP back. Apparitions is like really hit or miss right now. I might take apparitions, but I'd have to think about it because we don't get to upgrade them. I did take bites and apparitions together one time. They were back-to-back floors, and I think I had 16 at max HP. And I think I died on the next floor because I didn't draw an apparition and I couldn't take the hit. Okay, so I think we always go here to start with. Well, do we? How do we feel about a hard hallway fight? So we can rest into an elite, just do 2 elites this act. And hopefully get like the Coliseum at the end. I want to see the library. Oh, this doesn't update until after I click a floor. That's annoying too. Yeah. I'm not that mad about Snake Plant with Adrenaline. Backflip and Blur and Kunai. Choke. Like, we're okay at the Snake Plant fight. It's not all bad. We have question card here. You know, what if we did do that? It's probably the correct way to start this act. I'm not super convinced that we want a hard pull fight right away. Unless it's like the Centurion and Mystic, we're okay with that. But the Chosen and a friend, this probably gets burned early. I bet we see a Chosen fight early. We also don't want to fight the triple cultists yet. Like, we just have a dagger spray. It's probably correct to try and dodge the hard hallway for now. But we definitely start here. Where's my dagger spray? Who invited you? You would. Holy crap, you would. Immediately. Where are good cards at, man? No cards to win this fight with. They're on the bottom of the deck. Backflip. Hey, look at you, buddy. Oh, what a bummer. All right. God. Arcade Champ is really good. Arcade doesn't work on Book of Stabbing. Or Slavers. Do like Blur. And 2 blurs really activates the blur thing a lot better than just 1 blur. I really like Blur. What's our skill density for flechettes? 7, 50%. Not enough card draw. Probably a skip on flechettes here. Maybe if we had Shuriken. Take one more Blur. Oh, it's a shop. Okay. Yeah, Die is like, that's the last piece of the puzzle that we really, really want right now. Like just for getting through Act 2 with. For our Gremlin Leader and Slavers fight. Ah. 10 gold, man. 10 gold. Imagine if I didn't get the Ancient Potion. I didn't want to see a shop here, man. So what do we think about the next shop? Is never. Hopefully never. Well, maybe. Maybe we end up right here. I think we have to regen pot, though. I think we just need to pop a regen potion in the next fight. Just because we just took so much damage. Like, we need to recover that HP back to even make this a viable option. And it may not be a viable option. We might have to just go 2 elites here. But we really want to do this? Because question card elite fights is like pretty big deal. We have heal hook for kunai stuff, but we only have one source of weak for one singular turn, so I would very happily consider a heal hook if we found more weak sources, but we're not being offered any of those yet. Would give my left toe for a leg sweep. And we definitely are trying to dodge a hard hallway fight. Okay. They did this to me. I need to BRB and think about the apparitions now. We just took a regen potion. So I'm gonna freshen up some water. See if I find a little snack or something. I'm not sure if there's anything that I'm interested in, but I'll BRB, guys. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Oh goodness. Chair raid. Hey, Vegetable Bread, thank you for that raid. Sorry that I missed you by a little bit. I'm here though, I'm here. Had to take a quick brief break. Needed a fresh bottle of water. Thank you for that raid. You and your friends coming by to hang out with us. Currently needed a break to think about whether we're taking apparitions because I just bought a regen potion. How did the Watcher run turn out, Vegetable? Clone 4 Hyper Beam? All of the meme. You should be taking all the meme. That's a reprogrammed deck if I ever heard of it. You need to defeat Vegetable Bread's reprogram White Whale. Act 3, then Ironclad to the Heart. Hold on a second. You took that in 2 hours? You took Ironclad? So Watcher died in Act 3 and you took Ironclad to the Heart in 2 hours? Were you speedrunning? Quick Ironclad. He does that sometimes. Do apparitions make us better at going this way? We can never upgrade the apparitions. And we can never afford Apotheosis now? Here? Maybe this is not high value. Offering Whirlwind? Hyper Beam? Liquid Memories Hyper Beam? Must have been Sentries. So we have Fusion Hammer, so they can never be upgraded. They're worth 9 gold apiece, so that's an upside. We have Kunai, so we kind of get good at blocking anyway. We have Question Card for finding good things. And we have extra gold as well. But yeah, this for the most part are why I'm thinking no, like potentially no apparitions. Also, we just spent gold on a regen potion after a brutal first two turns in Bird's fight here. Was it really that brutal? We took like 16 damage. It's pretty brutal, I think. Did we take 16? We took 2 turn 1 and then like 13 or 14 turn 2. They did that real ugly stuff. Right. Sometimes that's how it works for sure. Sometimes for certain, that's how it goes. I don't think it makes regen pot better, though. I think it means that we wasted our money on the regen pot most of the time. Plus, we're already at 25 cards, so we go to 28 cards with apparitions. And we're still thinking about potentially wanting bites. I think bites and kunai is like a match made in heaven. We have 1 backflip. And then a dream. Plus veggie, we have 2 blurs as well. And maybe apparitions makes 2 blurs better. We're only on the second floor right now, or third floor, so we are, wait, right? We're right here. This was a shop. That's very annoying. I really didn't want to shop here, but we're here right now. So we have 1, maybe 2, maybe 3, 4. Anonymous gifter. A friend of the Veggie Bread stream. Gifting him a tier 1 sub. Thank you, anonymous gifter, for the anonymous gift. I've seen you there in Veggie Bread stream before. I don't know if it's a real person, actually. I forgot if they spoke about anything. I just know that I saw them gift a sub to somebody before. Sneaky guy, or gal, or robot. Apparition seems good, man. Seems like the kind of thing that you want. 27 gold is kind of nice. What do we do with 27 gold? We go to 88 plus, say, 15 plus 30. Yeah, we still never afford that without old coin here, so we can't get apotheosis anyway like that. And we don't have card draw to make 5 energy work on these fights yet. So apparitions win Book of Stabbing sometimes. It's pretty good. We're kind of bad at Book of Stabbing. We really need that terror to go down early. Pinchove, thank you for that follow. Appreciate you coming by and hanging out with me. And the rest of the crew. I really don't know if we're supposed to take apparitions, especially if we're going to think about taking bites. Really want bites. Hello, hello. I want bites pretty badly. I'm really on the fence about apparitions, but like apparitions blur is kind of okay. You can like play an apparition turn and then blur through that turn to the next turn, have a lot of block to do non-block things with, make kunai with. I think blur and kunai is just like a match made in heaven too. Like you get kunai stacked up and then your blur is amazing, but blur also helps you spend your following turn stacking kunai. I'm also not convinced that we need to scale damage, really. Like if we can find more ways to speed up the kunai scaling on champ that we're already there. Problem is Book of Stabbing. I guess we win the Book of Stabbing fight with apparitions, right? But we wasted 80 gold, 60 gold, 80 gold on this. We take this, we don't take bites? Or do we still take bites because it's another 45 gold? Oh man, I'm so torn. Apparition seems so good in general, but I'm not sure that it's right here. But it probably means that we go through 3 elites. Nope. Yeah, probably. I don't know. It is more damage. Yeah, it says plus on it. And that fight sucks. Sorely disappointed to see that fight there. We go into snake plant next. Or avocado mushroom. Have to be real disappointed with our lives. How do we feel about a dash now? Or energy dash. With kunai? Had me on the big screen all morning. Despot Thought's the man himself. We're doing okay. 2.5 hours in here. We just took some apparitions. And I'm not super comfortable with it. It helps proc kunai, and it builds off of kunai stacks. And I like that. Hello. Berry in a bottle. Fantastic. Okay. Are we supposed to take fumes now? Actually, not sure about fumes anymore because... No fumes yet, electric boot. Yeah, I could have discarded the apparition, but if we have to go around the deck one more time to come back to that apparition, we're in bad shape anyway. Like that fight was ready to mean the end of our lives real quick. Yeah, we need to draw very, very badly. But we're not being offered any. Just one acrobatics. And like transform strikes would be amazing right now. 2 agonies. More kunai. Not sure about this fumes though. Fumes really is like the only reason that we want it to exist in the deck is for Bane right now. We don't need poison scaling. Like we'll come back around to that later. I feel like we never go this way anymore. We're the only like we're going for a rather large deck with Fusion Hammer here. We need our deck to do a lot of things right now because it can't upgrade. We can't have like good dense upgraded cards. Why did it have to be the snake plant, man? Why, oh why, oh why? I don't know, like, Apparition sometimes gets us through this, but almost never really does. We would be going this way or this way. Which would trap us in a bad spot here. Where we'd be going like this, probably, because we don't get the health back. Yeah, we do have... You know, a fantastic... What is this even worth? Like 8 HP? 9 HP? Not loving it, man. Not loving it. Book of Stabbing probably just kills us right now, and can kill us twice through Fairy in a bottle right now. Stupid apparitions. I don't know, we'd be dead with that snake plant. Why can't I ever get lucky, man? Just one little bit, there's one little piece of luck. I don't think I want any of these cards right now. I think I need to rest for like 9. Because this never happens, and sometimes this kills us. Keep top decking our strikes in all the fights too, and that's pretty bad. Dying by 1. Unless there's like a sucker punch in here. Am I supposed to play ink bottle cards here? Yeah. Bottom decked our strikes this time. Just literally no options on this turn. Like, we could have killed you, right? We had choke dash to start with. No, we had 2 backflips. Double backflip this turn. I don't remember. Well, yeah, we had choke dash to start with, so we could have killed you. But then we get 11 block and die. It's just the most disappointing game. Can't fish for apparition. I mean, yeah, we had to this turn. There's no other option. Yeah. Yeah, there is no other way to get there. No acrobatics. One acrobatics would have probably saved 20 health already. You get, I don't know, silently gets offered junk. Dead by 5. Didn't get anything to play. Oh, this question card, man. Like, it didn't do any good for us. And we're winnable in the champ fight right now. Like this, the champ fight is actively winnable right now. Hard, but winnable. Because we can go, I don't know, man. We can go into Kunai deep on that. Yeah, it was chosen here, snake plant here. Like though that spoiled the run too. This made Act 2 essentially impossible. And then Book of Stabbing here. But we would have easily had problems with the slavers as well. The only thing that like Silent needs to see Gremlin Leader as her first Act 2 elite. Yes, you can't scale Dex fast enough in a hallway fight. That's why we kept like trying to take things that learn from this run. No, except that Fusion Hammer is not one of the good energy relics to start with. Silent is like desperate for card upgrades. Her cards are bad without upgrades. Like super duper bad without upgrades. No. Yeah, I think if you start with Fusion Hammer, you really need to find an Apotheosis. And we dug for it a little bit. We tried to save gold to find Apotheosis in a shop instead of having to go. But then we had to commit all of our resources to the slime boss. We actually committed so many resources that we made the fight look relatively easy. But it wasn't an easy fight. And we would have died there without like really being careful about optimizing our play. Because Silent's just terrible at the slime boss fight. And resting all the time isn't good either. Like, if we had upgraded cards to go into the elite fights, we probably would have come out for the boss fight at about 25 to 30 HP anyway. Fusion Hammer's winnable. I'm not gonna like downplay the value of 4 energy and the value of like being aggressive with 4 energy and Fusion Hammer and resting. Absolutely. 100%. But Act 1 Fusion Hammer is like, it's super ugly. Because like one thing that I'm accomplishing in this project so far is Act 1 consistency. Like, we are very good at beating the Act 1 boss and feeling relatively strong on the Act 1 exit. But you get into Act 2 and you no matter, like, we tried to diversify the deck to be viable for Act 2, but it just wasn't there. We didn't have the luck we needed to get there. We were offered things that don't work. Like, none of this stuff kills the hallway fights. Having to take a hard hallway fight, yeah, no weakness is absolutely tragic. We were never offered any weakness. I think there was one Sucker Punch, but without being able to upgrade it. So it's a junk card without an upgrade. It's a passable damage common with an upgrade. It's crap without an upgrade. Yeah, you still die, but you have upgrades. If we had seen like upgrade all strikes and defends, we would have had a pretty nice start to the act here. If we'd seen bites, we'd be happy here instead of apparitions. If we'd seen the library, we'd probably be pretty pleased right now. The beggar would have probably traded 85 gold for a relic. We would have transformed 2 strikes in a heartbeat. We were never offered card draw. We were never offered weakness, and we were never offered good block cards. Just backflip and blur. And we were desperate to take backflips because they said draw 2 cards on it. Like, I still, like, I hate this dagger spray. It literally existed to have impact in one fight, and it bottom decked in the birds fight where it was needed to where we needed it to show up. Yeah, I think upgrades are like one of the most valuable things that the Silent has in her kit. You have to upgrade. Like, the other classes with Fusion Hammer is like, I don't know, man. You can get some okay cards and not worry about upgrading them. Silent doesn't have that luxury. This choke, barely passable in Act 1 with 4 energy. Barely passable in Act 1 with 4 energy. Choke plus, you like it. You're happy with a choke plus in Act 1 with 4 energy. Regular choke, nope. It's pretty trash. I think the best Act 1 boss swap for energy is Choker and then Coffee Dripper. Probably first Choker, second Coffee Dripper. And then Philostone. So, yeah, we're getting good. Like, we're getting very good at clearing Act 1, feeling strong on the Act 1 exit, but not actually having, like, if it wasn't Slime Boss, if this was, like, Guardian, things would be different. Things would be a lot different with if it was Guardian. Choker start? Choker's first. I think it's Choker, Coffee Dripper, and then Philo Stone. But yeah, if you get Toxic Egg, then like that's the whole that's like that just wins like. Oh, Slaver's Collar? Nah. I've been over it multiple times, Chloroform. When boss swap is up against like a potentially viable option, I've pulled up the relic list multiple times to go over it and chat it out with everybody. Slaver's Collar is like okay. I rate it. You don't get enough value out of Slaver's Collar for your hallway fights in Act 1 though. You really want the base 4 energy one instead, so I'd probably put it behind Philo at best. But Fusion Hammer and Busted Crown are almost, for me, tied for being the worst energy relic. Yeah, Black Star for sure. I'd rather have a Black Star than a Slaver's Collar in Act 1. Maybe we were supposed to take 5 base energy for our hallway fights because we suck at hallways. No, that's not it, because we didn't use 5 energy on almost any turn. Not in the hallway fights and not in the Book of Stabbing fight. What did we deplete all of our energy in the Book of Stabbing fight one turn? And we still died that turn? So like the energy didn't do anything? Yeah, Fusion Hammer is okay for the other ones. For the other 3 classes, Fusion Hammer is okay to start with, but it's, I don't know. You get these diminishing returns on card reward screens, and we got like the best thing, like some of the top tier stuff for Silent to take, have on Fusion Hammer right here. Question card to allow us to pick more very good cards, and Kunai to allow us to make our unupgraded block cards still very good. Like this was a great combo to find here. Yeah, Pyramid has to be in the top 2 for sure. You like Snecko's in the top 5, but like sometimes Snecko just like greets you with a cultist fight that you can't win for 6 turns. I think Pandora's Box is probably close to top 5. But I think the best one is Pyramid, Choker, Philo Stone, and Coffee Dripper. And I would probably fit. Yeah, I think Choker and Pyramid probably are top 2. And then I would probably fit like Pandora, Coffee Dripper, Philo Stone, somewhere in there. Like cards that don't say Strike and Defend are just so much better. That Pandora's a great way to start almost every time. Sometimes you get, boned by it, the same way that Snecko is probably amazing to start with every time, but sometimes you just get, 7-turn cultist fights or 9-turn jawworm fights and you take 40 damage and you can never recover from that. And I'm only speaking from a perspective of the Silent, by the way. The other classes, I think, have completely different evaluations. The definitely the bottom tier boss swaps for energy are Busted Crown and Fusion Hammer for Silent. I was able to take 3 elite fights. We got Question Card and Kunai out of it. We have a Golden Idol to make our shops pop off. So Orichalcum was a bad find. That's really unfortunate. Astrolabe is really good too, yeah. I think Pandora is better than Astrolabe on average, but I don't know. Starting with 3 upgraded cards is also super strong. But I think you want to. I think trading out 10 cards is way better than trading out 3 cards and upgrading them. On average, because the misses with Pandora are hard to come by. Trading 10 cards and completely whiffing is really hard. Like trading 3 cards and getting like 2 whiffed upgraded cards for Act 1 is actually not that difficult to come by. And reducing the number of cards that you need to remove from your deck on average with Pandora is also really valuable. I think Astrolabe it's up there for sure, but it's not Pandora. Yeah, I didn't want to have all the base strikes either. But we were kind of boned for it because removing a strike, like I needed I took an ancient potion over a strike remove and at the end of Act 1. Dang, it's really where things lie. Like I took an ancient potion at the end of Act 1 specifically for the Chosen fight. And then we got boned by the Chosen fight right here. Not only did we have to use the potion because our turn 1 draw was complete garbage, but we got smoked or like another 10 damage or something. After taking like 16 to birds here because we bottom decked all of the cards that mattered for the birds fight. The Adrenaline was bottom, the Dagger Spray was bottom. We top decked a Deadly Poison Bane and 3 defends or something. The Blade Dance was late. Choke was late. Flying Knee was late. Neutralize was late. Like it was just... We just missed everything we needed for the birds fight, even though we kind of prepped for it with Choke, Blade Dance, Dagger Spray, and Agony. I don't miss Ring of the Snake ever. Yeah, Crippling Clown would have been good. Leg Sweep would have been good. Yeah, I know you say that a lot, Dane, and like my heart wants to agree with you, but my experience says that Ring of the Snake is, I don't know, I never miss it. I literally never miss it. Yeah, I never miss it. I'm very happy to trade it for almost anything in the boss pool. I feel stronger without Ring of the Snake. With almost anything from the boss pool. Like, Hovering Kite with Floor 1 Acrobatics the other day was insane. Turn 1 also just burns 5 cards. Like shit. It's just so bad in Act 1. Like, you just draw strikes and defends in Act 1 with it, and you're like, okay, cool, thanks, but, like, this turn doesn't do anything. It does 12 damage and blocks for 5, because I have 3 energy. Gold for Relic, yes, I think is a take, and max HP for Rare Relic, I think is a take, and I think a really, really, really good Nial's Lament might be a take. And 250 gold, but never for a curse. And probably not for damage. I don't think you're supposed to take 15 damage to start Act 1 either. You don't take a curse and you don't take 15 damage. I think both of those are probably always incorrect unless you get super high rolls. No, Mayday. The getting the green key immediately is maybe. That's a maybe. But getting a double elite with it is like probably you want to take it. But then you have to worry about how you're going to get value out of the back half of the act. The problem of Veggie Bread, the reason that I don't think 15 damage is okay is because you require upgrades so strongly, and taking 15 damage on floor 0 almost always means that you also need a rest unless you get like Fossilized Helix. Like Fossilized Helix is like almost the only thing that you can get on floor 0 for 15 damage. That means that you're still allowed to upgrade at every campsite. Burner is close, but it's really hard to set up. Getting a free relic? Pocket Watch? Pocket Watch is a maybe too. Yeah, Pocket Watch is a maybe. Ice Cream is a pretty big whiff in Act 1. Like, it's nice to have, but it's a pretty big whiff. You'll like having the ice cream later, probably, but you're not going to get any value out of it in Act 1 most of the time. 1 or 2 turns. And then, like, those turns they're probably already decided for you because your deck sucks, because it's Act 1, and you're the Silent. You haven't been given any good cards. But, Mayday, the difference is... No, you gotta think about how highly you value, like, the difference there. You gotta think about how highly you value specific relics. Because you can get there's high rolls, there's low rolls, and there's mid rolls, right? And the high rolls are different based on what you're trading. If you're trading like a curse, then like a high roll would probably be a Duvu doll. Or at least a mid-roll would be a Duvu doll. And it would be like, okay, well, I have a curse. And so the high roll for that would be a Clumsy and a Duvu doll. Or maybe a Writhe? Or not a Writhe, but an Injury? But, yeah, like, some rare relics are worth more than others. Like, an Unceasing Top Start is probably as bad as a rare relic can get to start with. Accuracy with Wristblade? Yeah, sure, it's good. If you have Wristblade and accuracy and you're doing Shiv things, and like that makes your Shiv strong enough to scale. Put a Terror in that deck to go with the accuracy and you're gone, man. Absolutely decent. Yeah. You have to consider in terms of like the reason it's important to think about specific relics too, because of the high roll potential. Like Giria is probably, you know, like say +1. Unceasing top though is like, that's like a -3 right there. Hey Butts McGee, thanks for that follow. It's not specific, but you gotta you have to consider, like the value of like how bad is a bad roll versus how good is a good roll. Niao's Lament is bad because you don't get value out of the act by spending the first half of the act dodging combats and not getting card reward screens. And then you go into the back half of the act and there's like no value left in it, right? Like right here, we would be, if we had a Niao's Lament here to go snipe, say, this guy or whatever, then yeah, cool. Like, first of all, when you evaluate from floor 0, and you see 3 events, you have to think that there's about 50% odds. That's about 50% odds to see a combat when you're evaluating from floor 0. This is 10, 20, 30, but if you evaluate from floor 0, then you have to like combine the odds together. Like, I don't understand exactly how all the math works, but it's been worked out multiple times on this stream by people smarter at this than I am. And and I think Terrence has it, and OJB has some odds on it. So you need the fights for gold, for potions, for card rewards, and things that make you stronger to fight the elites with in the first place. So if you take the Niao's Lament, you're dodging, first of all, and second of all, you might completely whiff Niao's Lament. So like it immediately goes like very low in value if you get a combat, which we did right here. And then you're looking at like, okay, so you get a snipe, okay? So you get a snipe right here, okay, but you've seen 2 card reward screens, 3 card reward screens maybe, so your rare percent is very low, and not intentionally taking less fights burns the value. It burns the value. Yeah, see, Veggie Bread's done this, and he's very good at this math stuff. No, it's so that you can snipe elites, essentially. You should have seen the beginning of this run. I considered taking Niao's Lament, actually, as one of the 4 options in order to take a 5 combat hallway path. 5 hallway fights into a fire and an elite. I really gave that some serious consideration, but it's pretty dumb. It's a pretty dumb trade when you could roll things that are probably way more useful in Act 1. Because Fusion Hammer still made us strong in Act 1. We were very good at Act 1. But yeah, your first 3 hallway fights are pretty easy. You should only take like, say, maybe 6 or 8 damage on max, like the maximum thing. I do love bandages, but getting it on floor 0 kind of blows. You have no discard synergy to work with. Yeah, it's a trap if you do the early hallway fights because you skip the easy pool that you're already going to probably be good at winning anyway for minimal damage. So it really has to be valued in terms of fighting for an elite kill. And if you don't get an elite kill out of it, then you've wasted essentially your Niao bonus on hallway fights, and you probably didn't get strong enough to do like an elite without a campfire, which is kind of where the most of the value of Niao's Lament is. Elite before campfire. And then, of course, you get like, so say you get 2 elite fights really fast with Niao's Lament, and then the back half of your act, you get like, a path that looks like, one, like say 1 hallway fight and then 2 more events. So you get like a chest, an event, a fire, a hallway fight, an event, and a fire. So then like you're very pitifully weak at that point. Not only do you probably lose the boss fight on average, but you almost always like 80+% odds of dying right here in Act 2. because your deck sucks so much at Act 2. Niao's Lament is a trap and it kind of blows. But sometimes you high roll with it. Sometimes, and you have to weigh the value of that potential high roll in there too. Just like you have to weigh the high roll of rare relic or, gold or HP or whatever. It's not about which specific relic or the whole pool of relics. It's about like, what are the odds that this is that like one of there's like say 8 relics that I'm interested in, 8 more relics that like I'm okay with having. Like for example, the turnip doesn't do a lot of great stuff in Act 1. There's one fight where it really matters against the gray, whenever you have a gray slime to deal with. But like when you go into Act 2 and you don't have Frail, like that's really good. So turnip is not amazing at Act 1, but you're pretty pleased to have it. So like that's kind of a neutral grab right there, and getting ahead in the rare relic pool. There's an upside to having a rare relic early so that your next rare relic roll is that one step closer to you. So there's value in that stuff that you have to consider. It's not about, you can't just look at it and say, rare relic, random 1, how much do I value any random rare relic? Yeah, Veggie Bread, most of the time I don't think that it's worth going to a shop that early. And if you're spending 75 gold to remove the curse, then it reduces the value of that shop by a lot. A huge, huge amount. So if you're doing that, it's probably not to remove the curse. I think if you're gonna do that, it's because you're trying to rebuild that 75 gold back for a later shop. So I know that I speak from my platform here because I'm the one with the microphone and I speak like I have some kind of authority or anything, but like it's just like my natural tone and how I discuss things. I'm not here to shut down anything that you guys think or feel or how you've evaluated anything, by the way. So, like if I overstep any boundaries and I speak a little too strongly on things, then feel free to, to pause me and tell me to stop and cool it a little bit, because I do know that having the microphone here puts me in a position that like overwhelms, what your ideas and thoughts might be. And it gives, so Dane, you're just mad because I booped on your ring of the snake. Yeah, Smoke, it's good. It's good that you can remove it, but you don't want to spend your gold for the remove. It puts you behind on a card remove, and that blows. It costs you 75 gold, so you're only up 175 for the shop, which is kind of okay, but not amazing. You're still... Yeah, like kind of what you're doing when you take 250 gold from Niao is, it's kind of like trying to high roll for a... Yeah, it's kind of like you're rolling for... Yeah, if you get a clumsy or maybe an injury. But like any of the other ones, I think probably have to be removed. You can try to work around a pain and a regret, but I don't really, believe in it too much. It's pretty much just like if you high roll a clumsy, then you're okay with it. But if you have to do a card remove on the curse, I don't like the way that it sets you behind, and I don't think it's worthwhile most of the time. Because it's really hard to high roll a shop too. Normality is not all that big a deal, no. But drawing the curse is very, very bad. Just drawing a curse is absolutely terrible. And Silent also loves to draw cards. So, it puts you in a position. Draw 5 is still important, Dane. I just don't think draw 7 matters because you just play 3 energy worth of cards and you're like, whatever, you're out like 4 other cards that didn't do anything for you in that fight. Poison funnel. Nope. Four energy, 4 cards. I mean, for the most part, I guess, like, it's kind of okay. I've taken Writhe on 4 energy from the Mausoleum and not felt bad about it at all. But you still want to, like, I think seeing 5 cards on turn 1 I think that's still high value. I think seeing 7 cards on turn 1 isn't high value until like halfway through Act 2. Like, you still buy a bag of prep or whatever, you take a bag of prep over a blue key in Act 1, right? But now, 9 cards on turn 1 is a world that I would like to live in. If you can make that happen for me on the regular, then I'm with you on that Ring of the Snake, man. Give me a bag of prep too. Because 9 cards on turn 1 redraws, it shuffles and gets back so fast. 5 of them high rolls. I'll give you mid-roll on Injury and Parasite. I'll give you low roll on everything else except Clumsy. That's where I stand on it. I would never call Normality, Parasite, Injury high rolls. And Normality puts you in such an awkward position of drawing cards late in the turn so that you don't get choked by it. Writhe? No. That's still a low roll. Because your turn 1 is still so important, but I think that trading 2 card draw on turn 1 for a better upgrade on your starting relic, your boss upgrade, your boss relic, I think negates the +2 card draw by a lot, but I wouldn't want to go -3 card draw. I don't think that's a high roll or a mid roll. But I guess if you're taking that, then you always have Ring of the Snake too. So I guess you can have a mid roll for it, but I don't like it. I still think you remove that curse. Just because the draw is kind of the worst thing. Wristblade? No, Wristblade's awesome. Ask Dane. Dane, you got a clip of that? Dane, drop a clip of your Wristblade start. This run sucks, man. I'm so mad. It's such a well-balanced deck between block and damage. It just doesn't have fast front-loaded damage. And that's super sad. Wristblade only good in Shiv decks? Ah, interesting. Hot take. It's 4 extra damage, Mayday. Anyway, guys. I don't know, good chat. A lot of discussion. Like I said, I know that I'm sitting here in front of the microphone and I have a lot of it puts me in a position of like having a lot more authority over what you guys think and say, because I'm sitting here with the microphone in front of my face. So I hope nobody's taking any offense to my disagreements. But I'm sticking to my guns here too, because it's part of what this project is about, is for me to like find my conclusions, and then at the end of it we'll have like a whole body of information and thoughts and opinions to dissect and think around. And you still need diversity. But I mean, you add a terror to that deck. Maybe even 2 terrors. And grab yourself some weak sources. You're there, man. Like, Wristblade Shivs and Weaken. You can take that all the way. You can take that all the way. Especially because you're going to find plenty of help in the Relic Bar most of the time. Speculative Chemex? Is this a serious question? Because Chemex Doppelganger is like low-key amazing. And everybody knows how good Chemex Malaise is. Like, nobody's going to argue about having a Chemex Malaise. And the Skewer, like, I don't know, that's pretty worthwhile too. No, not every X card. Like, Chemex Collect is kind of stupid. Chemex Conjure Blade, kind of stupid. Like, those are both like, both give you like essentially 0 value out of your Chemex. Watcher's X-Cost cards suck. You can use them, but they still suck. Yeah, Watcher doesn't need the help. That's why her X-Cost cards suck. Anyway, guys, it's been a good chat. I think it's, if you can get away with buying a Chemex. Yeah, exactly, Dane. I think if you can get away with buying a Chemex, then yeah, probably grab it. Yeah, Quackums, it's plus 16 damage, but so what? So is Wrath. Like, how many turns do you even want to play Conjure Blade on? Do you even care about putting an Expunger in your deck when you're the Watcher? Probably not. You could just draw good cards that you don't have to generate. She has good cards that generate in her hand. You put smites in your hand every turn. Every turn. Who even cares about having to draw an Expunger? It sucks. It's still fun. Like, don't take any, it's still super fun. It's a really fun card. But if you're trying to, get super powered and win, Conjure Blade's not going to be the one that takes you there. I wonder if there is a really effective Conjure Blade build around. How many times did Life Coach have Conjure Blade? It's usually not good. And even when it's good, it's still not better than just drawing other cards. Like, why is Watcher better at everything in the game than all the other classes? Her front-loaded damage is better than Ironclad. Her combos are better than Silent. Yeah, Dane, for sure. There's Malaise, Doppelganger, and Skewer for the Silent. And then there's Tempest, Reinforced Body, and what is the other one in the Defect? Is there really 3? Because Reinforced Body is almost multicast. That's right. Yeah, multicast. Tempest is like, Tempest and Doppelganger are the 2 like iffy ones that maybe you don't care about with your Chemex. Sometimes you still skip those, but like they're also both substantially better with Chemex, but melees, multicast are like insane, super insane. And skewer, reinforced body is also super insane. Skewer is like pretty good. I don't think you're necessarily supposed to skip Doppelganger, but if it's up against something else that you can use, I think Doppelganger is passable. You don't need it. Right, equivalent of Vault, for sure. It's very good. Very, very super good, but you still have to give the enemies a turn. Vault doesn't give them a turn. Doppelganger gives them a turn. So you still need to, like, have a complete turn. Which is difficult to achieve sometimes with the Silent. I do really, really like Doppelganger with Chemex, though. Really, really like it. So yeah, I would absolutely give Chemex a serious consideration as a speculative pickup, but it has to be. It can't. I don't think you can ever do it in Ascension 20 heart runs when you're in Act 1 and you don't have Act 1 solved yet, which is almost all the time. Probably your money is more well spent on something else in that same shop. Now, if you have the 250 gold to start with from the Owl, then yeah, I probably would snack that. Anyway, guys, it's been a good chat. We probably shouldn't sit here, hang out doing this much longer. I'm not going to get into another run. Just going to let this one be the disappointment of the day.